Welcome to the State of the Market with knowledgeable realtor Scott Zaino. Sit back and relax as Scott lifts the curtain on Cape Cod's real estate stats. Buckle up and let's dive in. This is your monthly State of the Market report.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another State of the Market for the month ending May 2026. The first 4 or 5 months of the year have flown by pretty quickly here, but one thing I can share with you is the real estate market here on Cape Cod remains very robust and houses are continuing to sell. And I want to just say I'm just thankful for all your viewership and for everybody that calls, texts, and emails us asking any questions that has to do with real estate. We're an open book and we're always happy to help. So I want you guys to know that right off the bat that, we appreciate the all the love, right? So we're going to jump right on into it. We've got some interesting numbers here, and of course, we're going to share all the interest rates with you here shortly. The first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go right into our um, sectors, right? So I'm going to do one thing a little different today. I'm going to give you the information for the month ending May, but then I'm also going to go back and just share with you real quick what it was pre-COVID, just to give you guys an idea of what's been going on with the market. So the first thing we want to talk about is your number of listings, right? Active number of listings. So ending in May, that number is 1073. And last month it was 896. So the listings have gone up. Is that a lot or a little, Scott? We've talked about this before. Well, it's about half of what we're used to handling. So pre-COVID, May of 2020, it was 2,156 listings. And today we're at 1,073. It was 896 in April. So we have seen a little uptick of listings from April to May, but we're still about 50% less than where we were pre-COVID. So if you're thinking about listing your house, by all means, this is the time to do it, right? Less competition means more eyeballs and higher offers and quicker time frame to sell your property, which is what every seller wants, right? So the next item we're going to talk about is your average price. Okay, so the average price for the end of May was 918,000, and in April, it was over a million. So that average price has come down just a smidge. It's about $100,000 less um, than it was in April. But take a look at this. So if you bought a house 5 years ago in January of 2020, which is 5 years ago, which you and I all know that that goes by in a blink of an eye, right? The average sale price was 544. They say real estate doubles every 8 to 10 years. Believe it, especially here on the Cape, because there's no new construction to hold those prices down, right? Because that's what we're seeing with some of the other parts of the country. There's plenty of new construction, there's plenty of land. Some may buy a new house before they buy a pre-owned house. I know I would, unless I had an exceptional location, right, which you can't duplicate. So keep that in mind that what I'm sharing here, all the education, all the information is real estate is local. So if you're looking to buy or sell on Cape Cod, this video is for you. If you're looking down south or Midwest or even California, Texas, then maybe their numbers are not quite the same, and they differ, which I know they do, right? Um, so let's talk about your days on market. Let's before we do that, let's talk about our list to sale price ratio, right? So the list to sales price ratio lets us know how strong of an offer that are coming in versus the list price versus what the offer price is accepted for. So back in COVID, everything was pretty much list price and over, right? Take a look at these 2 years here. These are COVID years, 21, 22, or let's see here. Yeah, 21 and 22. So these are the unicorn years, right? Because they stick out like crazy compared to the rest of the graph. So the average sales price today, the list to sales price ratio is 98.5. So if you were selling your house, had it on the market for $1 million, there's a very good chance you're going to get 980,000 for it. Could you get over? Yes. Could you get under? Yes. But the average right now is about 98.5, right? So when we go back just 1 month in April, that list to sales price ratio was 97.7. So when you see an uptick like that, that means that offers are coming in higher than the previous month. And that makes perfectly good sense. There's more buyers out there, right? And so the competition is a little stiffer. And so the prices kind of climb back up. It's always best to try to um, find a house sooner than the spring market, because you're just going to end up, putting in, a higher offer and be competing more, and everything just gets a little bit more difficult. So if you see the right house for you that you like, put an offer in on it and see what happens. So that's your sales to list price ratio back in 2020. How much were houses getting? Well, 96.3. So what that tells us is back before COVID, that there was more room for negotiations, right? You had a 96.3. So again, that same house at $1 million, might bring 960, whereas today it could bring a 980, an extra 20,000. Just for the difference in the market. And then you can see these two unicorn years here where prices were going, 104% list to sales price ratio. Then over here in May of 22, 104% list to sales price ratio. Today we're at 98.5. Okay. Days on market, that's the next window we're going to look at. Today, at the end of May, it was 39 days on market. In April, it was 61 days on market. And so properties now have gone under contract 22 days quicker, right? 3 weeks. Think about that. So when your house goes under contract quicker, that's just, more time you get to spend at work and family and fun, and less time tidying up the beds and cleaning the kitchen and vacuuming. So your days on market again with 39 and 61 for an increase of 22 days. What was it back in 2020? Let's take a look. 2020, when it was more of a balanced, it was probably more of a buyer's market. It was 106 days, right? So 3 months versus 1 month, right? Okay, months of inventory, let's talk about that. So today, for the end of May of 2026, months of inventory is 3.0, and in April it was 3.6. In 2020, let's see, it was 8 months of inventory. So what does all that mean, Scott? What does that graph even mean? So what this tells us as real estate agents is months of inventory establishes what kind of market you're at. So we've talked about this before. 4 months or less inventory is a seller's market. 4 to 5 months is that neutral market, right? Where it's not a buyer's market or a seller's market. And then anything over 5 or 6 months in today's market is considered a buyer's market. So today, at 3 months of inventory, we're below the 4 month threshold. And so that is continuing to be a seller's market. And you can see here that it's been a seller's market for pretty much since COVID. So back in COVID of February of 2020, it was 8 months of inventory. So that was considered a buyer's market. There was twice as much inventory, and negotiations were there was more negotiations on offers as compared to today. All right. So let's talk about the interest rates. I'm going to go ahead and just stop my screen share. So incidentally, the interest rates, are a big topic because how they've, gone up and down over the last 4, 5, 6 months with different things that are happening, out there in the world. So I get all my interest rates, and you guys can check them online if you want at bankrate.com/mortgages. All right. So today, a 30-year fixed rate is 5.9. A 15-year fixed rate is 6.0. 30-year FHA is 6.2. A 30-year VA is 5.5. And a 30-year jumbo financing around $800,000 or more puts you right around 6.6. So there you have it for your monthly state of the market for Cape Cod and the islands. If anybody has any questions, again, our door is always open. 508-566-0051. Shoot me an email at sjzano@gmail.com. If you like what we're doing here and you feel like it's information of value, please like us on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Follow us. And we do these every month, and we couldn't do them without you. So we, again, appreciate all of our viewership. And thank you so much, and have a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.